Hello, and you're watching the History Fella channel. In this video I'm doing a book review, and the book review is The Romanovs Under House Arrest. The full title is The Romanovs Under House Arrest, the Russian Revolution and the Royal Family's Imprisonment in their Palace. But the author is Mickey Mayhew, the publisher is Pen and Sword History, and the publication year is 2025. I'd like to thank Daniela Lipscomb from Script Publisher Services for allowing me to read and review this book. While the shelves of history sections are groaning under the weight of Romanov biographies, few books actually zoom in exclusively on the strange, suspended animation of the family's initial captivity. In The Romanovs Under House Arrest, author and historian Mickey Mayhew addresses this gap, offering a focused narrative on the months between February and August of 1917, when the former Tsar and his family were prisoners in their own home, the Alexander Palace. Most general histories treat the Tsarskoye Selo captivity as a brief interlude, a mere waiting room before the inevitable tragedy of Siberia. Mayhew, however, argues that this period deserves detailed study. He frames these months not just as a time of waiting, but as a crucible where the family's true character has been tested. The book runs on parallel tracks. On one track, Mayhew details the claustrophobic hothouse atmosphere of the palace. He vividly reconstructs the domestic crisis that coincided with the political one. The imperial children were dangerously ill with measles, just as the dynasty fell. On the other track, he charts the spiralling chaos of the Russian Revolution outside the gates, characterizing the return of Lenin as the human bestial inserted into the Russian body of politics. A central theme of Mayhew's work is a re-evaluation of Empress Alexandra. Traditional historiography often casts her as the villain, neurotic, hysterical, and politically disastrous. Mayhew attempts to reimagine her for a modern audience. He points that during the house arrest, it was Alexandra who wore the trousers, with Nicholas often passive or resigned to his own abduction. Mayhew portrays Alexandra as the steel spine of the family, managing a household under siege, negotiating with increasingly hostile guards and nursing her dying children, all while her world evaporated. Mickey Mayhew, the author, is known for a style that blends academic research with a pop history accessibility. Readers familiar with his work, as I have been, I think this is about the third book of Mayhew's I've read and thoroughly enjoyed all of them. Readers will be familiar with his work on tragic queens such as Mary Queen of Scots and Anne Boleyn, which recognise his trademark approach, empathetic to his subjects, slightly irreverent towards establishment myths, and highly readable. He avoids the dry, dusty tone of standard academic texts in favour of a narrative that feels immediate and human. He's also particularly interested in the online cults and myths that surround these figures, and his writing often seeks to peel back these layers and to find the human beings underneath. The Romanovs Under House Arrest is a compelling addition to the 2025 historical catalogue. It is best suited for his readers who are already familiar with his broad strokes of the Russian Revolution and are looking for a deep dive into the daily life, psychology and domestic struggles of the imperial family during their twilight months. Mayhew successfully turns the Alexandra Palace from a stage set in a character highlighting the poignant contrast between the family's idyllic former life and their grim new reality. In my opinion, this was an engaging, sympathetic and focused look that humanises the Romanovs' final months of relative comfort before their descent into the abyss. This is a book I would highly recommend, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's already a fan of Mickey Mayhew and the histories he writes. That's the Romanovs under his house arrest, the Russian Revolution and the royal family's imprisonment in their palace, written by author Mickey Mayhew, publisher Pen and Sword History, and the publication year of 2025. Once again, I'd like to thank Daniela Lipscomb from Script Publisher Services for allowing me to read and review this book. Thank you very much for watching this video and listening. Please feel free to give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed listening to it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much, and I shall see you in the next video.